today?
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Adam. I am in the United States, currently on the water, as you can see. Um, I'm 41 years old, and I have,
Oh, come on.
as far, yeah, I'm 41. As far as like my life, I'm married with four children. I have four boys. I live outside of Massachusetts in a state called New Hampshire. At the United States Drill Sergeant Academy early this year. He just showed a picture earlier where they received snow. I guess it was the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that was my first time.
Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I have four, and I have one. So the side of my job, currently
I
in the
think that the
training.
sound the sound's not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Is
Yeah,
that better?
we can hear you now. Can you repeat what you said in the last 20 seconds or
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I've been with the police department for almost 20 years, and I've been in recently in the training unit where I train new officers and train in-service training for the police officers that are currently working nowadays. I'm also have been in the Army for actually going on 20 years as well, and that has
Right.
been 20 years. And it's a part-time military, so I've been in the reserves and in the National Guard. Currently, a drill sergeant now out of Massachusetts. Can you hear me still? Oh, I'm sorry, is it getting spotty?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of like what I got going on. The United States Drill Sergeant Academy was a decision I made, well, along with my wife, to allow me to fulfill the rest of my military contract or my career. So I went back in to finish my time. Before going to the Drill Sergeant Academy, which was a big decision because I didn't want to go through basic training all over again toward the end of my career. But I also I spent 5 years in special operations out of the National Guard, which was physically demanding. I like your pictures you're putting up there.
You're enjoying it? Just
Yeah.
just to let you know, guys, Beland and I and all the other guys here in the picture, we've been into the Drill Sergeant Academy doing the Drill Sergeant training from like February to April, and this is our squad. We were in the same squad.
A lot of fun.
Great.
A lot of fun. And for those who don't know, to attend this type of training, it was difficult for me. It was difficult for every one of those people in that photo to really learn and figure it out. However, Mr. Correa, he had, I would say, the hardest time and excelled above everybody else in that course because it was brand new information, brand new stuff. And I think I've told you several times, like it was so impressive, just so impressive that you were able to get through that and adapt. I mean, and not to throw anybody, to make fun of anybody, but you stood out amongst most, and some people maybe should not have gone to that course. I said it.
You said it. Yeah. That was that. We had some fun moments during the course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I actually just shared with my wife the other day about how many birthdays you had.
I can't count. So could you tell the guys what this birthday thing means?
If we had the choice between eating Army food, military food, or going out and having our own food with us as a group or as a couple friends, we chose that. We would go out to a restaurant and get to know one another a little bit better. But unknown to Mr. Correa here, we celebrated his birthday. We were at every single restaurant. So
I had
what
many
happened
birthdays.
is, so the waiter or the server, the waitress, we could secretly tell them that it was his birthday. So they would bring him out a birthday cake and sing him happy birthday. And the first time he was surprised and said that it was not his birthday. So we all looked like we were the liars. But he was a good sport. And every other place we went, he celebrated a birthday. We get free cake.
Yeah, that was the best part, definitely. Free desserts.
So they don't do that in Brazil, huh?
Well, we do that, but we don't prank people that often. You know, the same person that often. We don't do that.
Well, I mean, it was uniquely you because you just didn't get to experience that. And honestly, our goal between your roommate, which is one of the greatest roommates you could have ever had, it was his decision that it was just going to be your birthday every time because we didn't need to do that because we could do that all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. It was, I mean, even you and I had some really great conversations about, the culture and the lifestyle and, everything from, homes and security and, weapons and everything. We talked about it all, because I had questions too. I'm curious about different parts of the world and how things are handled. So, yeah, it was great. A great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, guys, feel free to start your questions to Mr. Beland.
Adam, I have a curiosity about the Sergeant Academy. How long does it take the course or the training for this in the Sergeant Academy? Because I think that Mateo spent 3 months in this, how can I say, course. Yeah. And how is the process in the Sergeant Academy? Because you are fixed. You are a person that is, I can say, it's hired for the army. Yeah. Okay. To command, to lead the group. But how does it work? And how is the importance of Sergeant Academy in U.S. Army?
So it's for every military branch, right? So we have Army, Air Force, Marine Corps, Navy, and we have Coast Guard, and we have Space Force now.
Space Force. Yeah. So
every military branch has their own specific initial entry training, so initial training, and everyone requires, an instructor, a group of instructors. If the reason, I would say a good 75% of the people who attended this course, I would say the majority of them did not volunteer for the course. A lot of them were told they had to go. So a lot of them did not want to go, but they have a pretty good way of convincing them otherwise. Because I'm like, even towards the end, it was very rewarding, being able to go through that with everybody. But even to be able to get an opportunity to attend that, you have to be in the military, commended by a superior, a supervisor.
Dylan, can you repeat your last 20 seconds, please?
Yeah, so you have to, in order to attend, you have to be a recommended. You have to be within so many years of service, so much time at a certain rank. You have to attend ship courses, and then again, you have to be recommended by a superior to be able to attend. And that. So for those who were not, who were told they had to go, met those requirements, and then they were told they had to attend that course. So.
And
again, it was.
He also asked about the importance of the figure of the drill sergeant or drill instructor in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Yeah, so it's very basic stuff. So it was very humbling going to this course because it brought us all back to where we initially got our training. Because as years go on, we tend to or forget
Relax.
it, or take shortcuts. Yeah, relax, take shortcuts, and not do things the way they're supposed to be done. So going back to this course, is really humbling. Brought us back to where it needed to be able to then instruct those new civilians transitioning into military personnel. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that the sound is speaking. Sometimes I lose some words, and I think that's very important. But I got to understand the soul of your answer. Okay.
If Billy, when you're talking, if you can bring your microphone a little bit closer, I think it would be.
Oh, sure.
Things easier to understand. So I think Jenna has a question. Go on, Jenna.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Okay. Because I don't trust that headphone. My question is about what did you decide to go to the army in the first place? Maybe you already answered the question because I came a little in late, so I don't know if you already. But I always find it interesting why people would join the army, especially because I did everything to avoid the army.
Yeah. So we're not required to here anymore. That is, we don't. There's no automatic enlistment, automatic service time. But I chose to. So when I was in high school, I had a program that I was able to attend within high school to learn about the military, participate in some military activities, and I really learned that teamwork and that type of stuff, that it really drew me towards the army. But as far as like my family members who served, I have a very large family on both my mother and my father's side, and only both grandfathers, my mom's father and my dad's father, were in the military, and I'm the only other member of the family that was able to contribute. And so right out of high school, I enlisted in the army. I just felt I wanted to do that.
So
did that come through?
So it was like you feel that it was a duty to your country a little bit to join the army. Yeah. Over here we had military conscription till when I was younger, and I went to study at the university till they removed it. So.
Right.
Because I'm very independent thinking. I think I don't fit in well in groups that command me what to do. So I think don't think the army would be the best choice for me. I think my member people, the other people in my company would suffer a lot because I wouldn't obey orders.
I've known quite a few of those over the years. So there's a little expression, a little saying that they have on our side, and it is drink the Kool-Aid. So when it's not good and they're yelling at you, it's not forever. It won't last forever. It's temporary, and they have a role to play too. They have a responsibility. So if you look at it from the outside in, they've been through what you've been. They have a job to do, and some people may take it too far, but it's all right. Again, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, I understand it, but I know it's also a word for me that's like I can't drink the Kool-Aid if I I accept why they command me something to do. If there's no good reason to do it, I'm like, fuck you, don't go away.
Yeah.
So my back hurts. I heard it yesterday by training. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, I do Muay Thai boxing, and during the training I went a little bit too far.
So Jenna, where are you from? Where you live?
I'm from Belgium. I live in Belgium, a little town in Maasmechelen. So.
Do you have mandatory military service in Belgium?
We had it till 1969. We had military service over there. You don't look it, but I'm 52, so.
Yeah, I see. I see. Well, in Brazil we have mandatory military service, but you can opt. You can volunteer. You can basically volunteer. If you're not volunteer, we're probably not working with you. But if you're
I'm not so against mandatory, but I'm against mandatory if it's only for the oldest kid from the family. And yeah, I was only child, so
Mhm.
and a boy at that time, so
Okay.
I had to go even if I don't want to. I like everybody goes, women and men, like they do for in Israel, for example. Then I don't have a problem with it. But if you mandatory just for one, the oldest kid, I don't find it very. I have the English word for that equality on that point.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but I like somebody else get a question. So was nice.
Yeah.
The answer was nice. So.
Eder has a question. Now go on.
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, all of us know that military career is not easy, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard. It's a hard career. So, I'd like to know, Adam, what were the best and the worst moments or experience in your military career?
Good question.
Oh boy. The worst moments. I mean, I think I have to agree with everybody else who's been to the military. It was definitely a change of lifestyle going through the initial training, right? When you're 17, 18, 19 years old. That was a big shock. You're leaving home, your family's, you're not in contact with your family. Being yelled at every day, getting up at hours that you weren't used to being
Yeah.
awake at. So there is a big life change there, and it's not like it's a gradual change. It happens rather quickly. But even at this recent course that I attended, it was very humbling, and it didn't take very long for the majority of us to be on the same page, the same team, right? So when we quickly learned that it becomes easier when we work together and we accomplish the task, as quick as we can. The instructors, notice that, and then also kind of back off of us. Yeah. So that day was that event was awesome. We won, and thanks
That's
to
right.
Korea, his arms are now longer than everybody else's arms because he carried the heaviest items all by himself the entire way.
Well, but
That
we
was-
won. That's what matters.
We won, and our reward was that we got to go and be that authoritative figure at a basic training company. And during a pickup, we actually got the pickup for that one, and it was very exciting.
Can you elaborate what a pickup was? What was our
right.
reward for winning this competition?
Yeah, so our reward was that that photo you saw earlier of our group, our class photo. We all got the opportunity to go to a. So when you go to your initial training as a new Army soldier, everybody goes to this in-processing area where you receive your equipment, where you're going to be, and after about 2 or 3 days of that, you then get put on a bus and you get sent to your training company, your training camp, your training group. And so we won that event and had the opportunity to be waiting for them when they got off the bus.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, kind of
yeah.
waiting for them.
It was, yeah. It was very exciting. It was a lot of fun. And honestly, that's what it's all about. That's why we went there, was to really be that first impression for those new soldiers coming in. Because at this point now, I mean, we're in August now. All those folks that we were with that day have since made it through their initial training and are either on to their individual, like their specific job training, or they are at their new duty station, their permanent duty station, or maybe they're a part-time military member where they're now back home with their family and they're back to their life. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of fun.
That's a question. A lot of fun, definitely.
The guy beside the flag is cute.
The what?
The guy beside the black flag is cute, but he's doing this.
Oh,
Is it Bradshaw? Is it Bradshaw?
yes, the one right in the middle.
Yeah.
Beside the
Oh,
flag.
Yeah,
Let's sending
don't
like
don't tell him that.
Why not?
That's so funny. Yeah, he thinks he's cute too.
Because he is.
Yeah,
go on,
great
Hato.
group of guys. A great group of guys. Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, look at great coach. They look great all together.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Adam, have you already been involved in some kind of conflict, some kind maybe or war? Because United States is always involved in some kind of conflict, participating or interfering in some kind of in some countries, in some situations. Have you ever been in a real situation like that?
I either fortunate or unfortunate, really, to not have that opportunity. My timing has been. You could ask my wife. My timing has been great, or it hasn't been very good for me to get that type of exposure or that experience. But yes, I understand. I mean, from my point of view, the conflicts in the world are, I don't know. The United States always seems to have some sort of piece in it or part in it. I don't quite understand why. I really don't understand why.
Yeah, I think that the
and
United States.
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I think that the United States has it looks like a kind of obligation to keep the democracy stability in the world. I think that
Yeah,
this
it's
is a
like
kind
the
of
peacemakers or the peacemakers.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
right. I mean, and so. Go ahead.
I think it's more a power projection. They want to have
Wow.
influence in those countries.
Yeah.
I'm mostly for business reasons, not for stability or democracy, because then they would invest much more after the invasion or attacking, but it's only boots on the ground mostly. So
Yeah.
I think the world would be a little bit more peaceful if the United States stayed a little bit more out of people's conflicts. But
no,
that's
I
my
do agree.
opinion.
It's actually it's interesting to hear all this because I'm almost one-sided. That's why when Correa and I were in this course, we had a lot of conversations about this, and because I always see it from one side, and I think a lot of people here do. And in my opinion, we're pretty ignorant, I think, to really what's going on. It's one-sided opinions. I'm not saying everybody, but
I don't think the Americans are ignorant, but you see one-sided news, and that's
right.
How it,
Yeah.
Like where I live in Belgium, I live at the border, and we didn't have cable at that time, but we had an antenna, so we got the news from the Netherlands, from Germany, from Belgium, from the French. So you get a lot of different views on the same points of things. So it makes you think it's easier a little bit more than just one point of information. And that's, I think, the problem in USA. It's one pointed view. Even if you go from Fox to CNN, they are always about the same. There's not much difference between the news.
So here, unless you really seek out different media, different news, you don't find it. You don't have it. It's not available to us.
I love TikTok because I get a lot of information from normal people over the USA over there. It's funny you say that because
whether it's conspiracy or not, they tried even banning TikTok.
Yeah, but that's
You know what I mean?
They've been trying and
yeah, but
postponing.
that's because
Yeah.
the people get information also from our side, and they don't
Mhm.
like that. That's the problem.
So even recently, we had there's Brazil's been on our news.
Yeah.
With your president, standing his ground.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. I love that the president of Brazil is standing his ground. I'm not a Trump fan, so I don't know who voted for that, but I'm not a Trump fan, especially because he always attacks my kind of people because I'm transgender, so I don't like it and that's difficult for me to hear all that conspiracy about how we are and trying to rape people and to those criminal things. We just want to live, and that's all we want to do, and I find it so strange. To attack somebody like me because look, that's no muscles. I cannot hurt anybody.
Yeah, we we have I don't really get like political and stuff, but yeah, you say that we're not really like ignorant, but I think a lot of people just aren't made aware of what happens in the world, but.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think they have their own agendas and their own agenda with stuff.
If you get the wrong information, it's not ignorance, but the lack of the right information. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
But those are that our news is also biased, by the way. Yeah. So, but maybe less than I feel less than in USA, but it's also biased. So, I always say if you hear something, look up and look. If they say something like that law is going to do that, look up the law and read it by yourself because that's very important. But let's continue somebody else because I like talking to you, but somebody else also.
Dylan, let me ask you something. What kind of news you were getting from Brazil? You said Brazil is in the news at the moment in the US. What's going on? What do you know? What's your point?
So, well, I don't follow like the mainstream media, the main news. I listen to a lot of podcasts and things that they seem to get their information from other sources. And just recently there was he's putting tariffs on different countries, with the intent of, hey, if you don't give us this, we're going to put a tariff on you, right? So Brazil was one of the top ones, and it was one of the top stories of the podcast I listened to, as far as your president standing his ground and not giving into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
and the thing, and they don't share their agendas. Like they don't tell you, hey, we're gonna put the tariff on for this. Well, why are they doing that? They don't. At least I don't hear the agendas. So it makes it a little weird, for sure.
Yeah, I know. I was watching a short the other day about this thing of tariffs. It was a guy interviewing an American on the streets, and he asked, "Who pays the tariffs?" And the guy responded, "Well, people who is imported to us pay the tariffs." And it's like, "No, are you sure? Who pays the tariffs that Trump is imposing to other countries? Americans are paying these tariffs if they want to buy products that were imported with this added tariffs." And people are not aware of that. People are not aware they are paying. Americans are paying for these tariffs, right?
Yep. So it's actually, so I live in the state of New Hampshire, which is it's a small state in New England, surrounded by Vermont, Maine. Like my house is only 2.5 hours from the Canadian border, from Quebec, and my area alone, my city that I work in, is a refugee community. We have a lot of refugees. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We even some of the civilian staff at my civilian employment, they're all from Bosnia.
Really?
Yeah.
Bosnia.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, it's great. We just made it to the beach.
Yeah, I saw it. You're on the shore. You're in
Yeah.
the shore.
Hmm.
Is your wife and kids there?
They are somewhere. I think they went to explore. I took the scenic route. They're over there somewhere. You know where my wife is? Oh yeah,
He lost his wife.
yeah. Oh, she.
I lost
Oh, okay.
I lost my wife.
No, they're exploring over here right now. I'm actually I'm gonna hop out. Do you need me for anything right now? You're good, right? I'm gonna hop out here. Excuse me 1 second, folks. All right.
Yeah, please
Okay.
don't fall in the water, please.
No,
Don't screw
made
up
it to shore.
don't screw up our session.
no, we made it to shore.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna have a seat and we're gonna do this. This is
okay.
great.
Yeah. So Renato also has another question. Go on.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Adam. Let's switch changes to subject.
Okay.
A more soft subject. Can you tell us how is your regular life in your place? How many people live in your place, and some curiosity about it?
Yeah, so so the city that I work in is about 150,000 residents. My police department, we have about 270 sworn personnel. So we have about 270 police officers.
270.
Yeah, police officers just at my work. Let's see, our state. It's actually funny because we have another guy. He's transferring from another state, which is about 10 times the size of my state, but we have more people in ours than he has in his. So, yeah. But I'm sorry. What was the other question? So, demographic stuff.
Yeah, what do you do in your regular life with 4 children?
Oh.
You have to work a
chaos.
lot to
It's
sustain
chaos.
those people. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it
keep up.
is. It's very busy. So all my kids play sports, American football, a big hockey. I got 3 that play hockey, baseball, and so between taking them to sports, so I leave work, I go pick them up, we go to sports, we're home at night. It's busy. It's busy. But then on the weekends, we try to, like today, we're out in the water trying to enjoy the most that we can of the season here before it gets cold. Because it's funny, I live in I think Rio is the same, right? It's for like the 4 seasons. Is it?
Yeah.
Korea? Yeah. So same here, and I'm not a big fan of the winter. So I do as much as I can during the summer. We don't do much in the winter. I don't ski. I don't do those things. I just drive and work in it. And
And the winter is pretty harsh in the U.S. It's harder than here in Brazil, because I think it's because of the latitude. You're a bit higher than us. It snows. It's very, very, very cold.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold. My dad lived in Alaska for almost 8 years, and I went to visit him twice. He lived in Fairbanks, which is like right in the middle of the state. And he lived there for 8 years. I visited him twice, only during the summer. In Fairbanks, in the wintertime, it gets down to in Fahrenheit minus 70. So I don't know.
Minus 17 in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
In
the
Celsius.
Yeah, what's that?
I'll Google it. I'll Google it.
minus 40 around that, I think. Minus 40.
Yeah.
It's
so no fun.
minus 56 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius. Minus 50. It's really, really cold.
It's not good. Yeah, but it's weird too, because in the summer the sun doesn't set. In the summer it's beautiful, 70, 80 degrees, and it doesn't set. The sun stays in the sky like it is today, which is interesting.
And I believe that your children must be excited, because I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think that the next Olympic Games is going to be held in the United States. I think so.
Yeah. I know it was discussed, but there was also some talks of them. It may not work. I don't know who would be doing it if it wasn't for who else would be hosting. I'm not sure. But yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know if they haven't hosted the Olympics games here in quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How about this beret, Beland? How about this beret?
Yes. Look at that.
This is Bradshaw's.
Oh, he give you that too?
Yeah, he gave me
You
the airborne.
you remember the
Yeah.
conversation that wasn't in regulation? That's out of regs because it's too low.
Yeah, it covers your eye.
Yes. It's too low.
It's
But again,
a bit ridiculous.
it's funny. The one that
you
was
can't see where you walk.
well, it's the one that you pointed out that was handsome.
Yeah.
Some guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, give him a kiss from me later on, okay?
Yeah, but
Then you
I
can-
read it this way.
and after he is happy, you can tell him I was friends.
Yeah.
I-
Something you said earlier reminded me of something I wanted to talk about too. And so yeah, something I wanted to share. So I was born in New Hampshire. I was born in New England, but I knew I told this to Korea and that photo there of the guy right in front that took the photo. Cruz, great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, him right there. He because he's from Guam, which is
Guam.
yeah. And because I grew up in Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii when I was 10 years old, and I stayed there until I graduated high school, which was a great experience too. And that my story earlier about participating in the military in high school with the high school program, the Army high school program, is where that really made me. If it wasn't for any of those decisions that my family had made when I was growing up, who knows if I would have even, joined the military or been a part of that. Who knows if I would have even become a police officer? Because when I got back from my I think it was a total of 8 months of training back in 2004. So I've always been part of a part-time military, but when I got back, I saw an advertisement for the police department was hiring that I work at now. So, it all kind of worked its way to where I am today, I guess,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The training for police officers, it was like 8 months, you said?
No, for the police for the Army, my Army training that I had was about 8
Okay.
months. No, my police training was. It's funny. It's not very long. It was maybe a total of 8 months total from being hired, going through all the police academy training, to then being on my own as a police officer driving around.
I find that very short because over
It's
here
very
it's
short.
about 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, you have to go.
Wow.
You have to do the basic training like police. You have to know all the laws. You have to have psychology training, unarmed conflict resolutions, and all those
Yeah.
things before you.
Yep.
And then you get paid during the training. That's not the problem, but it's like it's more I think than in the USA. I think that's also because sometimes I see the clips of the police officers in the USA. I think that's overexaggerated, maybe.
Yeah.
But they always go with the gun to the window for just somebody has a broken light or speeding. And if you would do that over here, you would be kicked out of the force.
Really?
Because there's no threatening situation, so you cannot pull your gun on it. That's
right.
Maybe it's because over here the gun laws are stricter, so people don't expect the person also have a gun in there immediately or become aggressive.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not like that here. And so every individual state has their own laws when it comes to weapons. But one of our Constitution amendments is the right to bear arms, which is uniquely different than any other country I think in the world, where we're barring anything from you being able to possess a firearm, because there are ways you can't have any guns here. Like you can't be a convicted felon, things like that. But anybody can have a gun. Anybody.
Like I had a competition bow. the archery, and the club is like 500 meters from my base up, but I had to dismantle the whole bow, put it in the box. Everything had to be locked. Then I could only drive to or walk to directly to there. And here, I could not have it with me for anywhere. And like guns, you have to go to a police officer, have to cheer if you have a criminal record, and if you have to be trained on it.
Right.
And then officially, you have it only at home or in a safe at the gun school club. You also have to be registered by a gun club. Otherwise, you cannot have a gun.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah. I mean,
you can have a gun. That's not a problem. But that's not like in the USA. I think
no.
it's more difficult to have one. So more
Yeah.
rules on it.
Well, the way they looked at it, and again, this is old stuff. Like we're talking when our Constitution was developed, was that they, your right to protect yourself, your right to protect yourself and your family or your property.
Yeah,
right.
I know that part of the Constitution. I read it, but
Yeah.
I think that's my opinion. That's not like the laws, what the Supreme Court thinks maybe, but.
I really think
there's not written in what type of gun you can own.
No,
There's only that you can have a gun. Doesn't mean that they can. In my eyes, the state can put restrictions on what type of gun you can have, as long you have the possibility to have a gun. It's not an infringement on your right. I see it like that.
Yeah.
If it's like you can only have a handgun, you can have a gun. They didn't infringe, but it doesn't mean you have a semi-automatic weapon or maybe a bazooka. I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
That's like
right.
Can you have a bazooka in the US?
A rocket launcher.
I don't think that some states you can have it.
Yeah. So there are states that have different restrictions on laws, but the state I live in, you can have whatever you want.
And that's what I mean.
Which again, and kind of back to what I was saying, it's times have changed, right? It's not 1776 anymore. It's 20. Go ahead.
Talking about changes over time, you believe that this amount of weapons on people's hands is beneficial nowadays? As a police officer, what do you believe? What do you see?
I do believe people should have the right to protect themselves, but now I compare weapons, right? So if I go to a gun dealer and a licensed place and I legally purchase a pistol, say a handgun, right? It is serialized. It has a serial number and it's traced to me. Okay. Now where the disconnect is, right? I leave and right down the street I sell it to Korea. You know what I mean? I could sell it to you. Who knows that you have it? Nobody. And then you sell it to somebody else, and you sell it to somebody else, or they sell it to somebody else, right? There's no tracking of these things. So now in the United States with vehicles, right? With any type of vehicle, I mean, I'm on the water today, like boats and cars and trucks and vehicles, they all have VIN numbers. Right? All vehicles have VIN numbers, and those are all tracked. There's a database that tracks every VIN number. Why can't there be a database that tracks every weapon?
Don't you have? You really?
No.
Whoa.
They have a partial. They have a partial list, so that the list only begins. The list only happens when when I go to that initial gun dealer and I buy it the first time. But then I sell it to you. Who tracks that?
Oh, you don't have you can't keep tracking the where this weapon is going, who am I selling it to? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So before and then now again, 2025 times have changed. We found people with 3D printed handguns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was watching videos about it.
It's crazy.
They work perfectly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you can get them through security because they're not made out of stainless steel or metal. So I really do think it needs to be somewhat altered. It needs to be changed. modified to the world is now, the current status.
Modernized.
We have shootings constantly here. Constantly.
Yeah.
We just had another one yesterday. We had like 3 in the past couple of days. You know?
I was tracking the most recent in a unit in an army unit.
And oh yeah, it was Fort Stewart, Georgia. Fort Stewart, Georgia. Anyway, yeah, Fort Stewart just had an active shooter. One of the soldiers went in there with his own personal gun and shot like 5 army soldiers.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sad.
You know?
The only time I've seen a gun outside the club or on a fair is
Yeah.
by a robbery. One time, I think I was like 20 in a video
Mhm.
store. That was the only time I've seen a gun outside that situation. So I lived like 6 or 7 kilometers away. That's about 5 miles away from my school.
Mhm.
And I had to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, make my own sandwiches, then go with my bike through the forest, beside the channel with no lights on it, but a dark industry terrain. And before I was at a school, all alone, each day up and up,
Wow.
down. And I was like, at that time, I was like 8 or 9 years old. My parents didn't even get up; they just said, "But I went, I came back," and I was like that. I was never afraid that something happened to me, you know. And if you see people now, they are afraid for everything, and I was like,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean,
there's a whole different
it is.
generation.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on, Dylan.
No, I was just saying times have changed. I mean, I would never let my kids, wander off on their own anymore. You know, I just don't trust really anybody.
But
Yeah,
as sad as that is.
I noticed that on Americans, you don't trust people outside as we do in Brazil. We are a little bit worried of things going on, but I think we trust people more closely than Americans do. I don't know.
You know what? So yes, but like even in Hawaii is not like that. Hawaii is like a a family. Everybody knows people and everybody trusts people. I could leave my kids with a total stranger of a certain age that, say another friend says, oh, hey, I trust that person. I wouldn't have a problem with it because it's a different culture.
Yeah, it's a different culture. That's the point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like those YouTube videos where you see Americans or Europeans moving to different countries and they explain how different the countries are. And I get a lot of Americans coming to Europe and they explain like if they were in America and they let the kids walk alone, they could get arrested. And over here, the kids run all day around, and they don't know where the kids are like that.
Yeah.
And they feel more safer over here at that point than there. If you have time, you have to look up a video about police officers training in the US and the rest of the world on YouTube. They have different things. I think it is not, because of you are a police officer. I think you will find that interesting how different police officers in the world react on the training in the USA.
Yeah, as far as like policing here, we have a lot of homeless and drug problems. I think homeless, drug problems, and some sort of domestic violence. Marital issues and things that we get involved in. Those are our top 3. Types of calls that we go to, and then
over here it's the same thing.
Same, isn't that weird? So look at that, it's the same thing. So we have a systemic issue, is what that is.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's really a systemic issue, but the problems is there, but I don't know the height of the problems because I not notice it. I know it is there, but I don't notice it. I walk around much. That is maybe a different. Because you don't see many homeless people here on the street because we have social infrastructures that keep them off the streets, right? They can sleep in those things.
Yeah.
Sorry to.
Oh, go ahead.
Go on, Beland. Sorry.
No. I just one of my boys just got here. I want to just show you.
Oh,
this is Corey.
Do that.
Hey, this is Corey.
Hi, bro. I'm from Brazil.
He's about, what, 2 inches taller than me now?
Oh,
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's
how old is he?
14.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Big kid.
He's going to be big.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Big
I got the
boy.
rest of the family coming down the beach now too, so they're coming slowly.
We're about 3 minutes to end the session.
Okay.
So and Ader still has a question. So go
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
Yep.
so,
What do you got?
Adam, in US
Yes, sir.
Army, on average, how often you are relocate, or is not mandatory?
So in the active duty, so when you have full-time military service here, which I don't fall under, but a full-time military service member can move around anywhere between 2 to 4 years. So within 2 to 4 years, they what they call is they PCS. They move on to another duty station. So their mission is essentially over, for that area, and people become kind of stagnant. You've done that job in that area for 2 to 4 years, and and maybe you're promotable, or you're going to move up in rank. When you promote, they generally do not keep you in place. They move you out, so you don't. There's no like favoritism. You're not going to be, hey, 1 minute we're you and I are, good friends and we work together, and now I'm your superior. I'm your boss. So every 2 to 4 years they move around, and I actually learned a lot too about a lot of the active duty folks, even Korea. Because how long is yours in Brazil? How often do you move around?
You must stay in the same duty station for around 30 years, and then you can relocate to another one. But I know
Right.
people that had stayed for a decade or more.
Yeah, I mean they take every situation differently, right? Every situation has its own thing, family and stuff like that. So and so every 2 to 4 years is pretty common.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Brazilian Army try to keep the balance between particular interest and the service interest.
Right.
Yeah. Try to, and we also have our MOSs. MOS is our branches or specializations, and in the US it's the same. We try to keep this balance among different duty stations. It's a fine balance.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's about noon. I don't know if any of you still has a question, or we can let Dylan free to enjoy his weekend.
I'm here if you have any other questions.
All right. So, well, I'm in the session now. I know you're anxious to have your weekend with your family weekend, and that was an amazing session. It was great to talk to you again. I'm really missing those times in the US. We had a lot of fun, definitely.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you guys for
you sound as fun. I would think I love to talk to you if you were over here. So
yeah.
Oh,
I think you are a party guy also.
Oh, what have you been telling? What are you telling?
No, that
No,
There
I'm a
was
party
no
girl,
party,
so
just-
I recognize other
just
party
cook
girl
out.
people.
Just cook out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
fun with your
Well, hey,
family.
you know what?
Enjoy the weekend.
Certainly.
As long-
Thank you,
as
everybody.
long
It's
as
been
it-
a lot of fun.
I hope to
Chris.
see you a lot more over here. So
Certainly.
bye bye.
Thank you, Adam,
All right,
for your
bye.
time. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
All right,
Beland.
bye.
Thank
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll talk to you later, Beland. Bye.
All right. Hey, great time. Bye.
Great time, bro. Bye-bye.
Yeah.